All right, everybody, welcome back to Total Disclosure. My name's Ty, and I haven't been live for quite some time. But as I said earlier, and Gene kind of pointed out to me, it is that time again this month. I will phrase it differently, where I wanted to do the live show where people can call in, join the panel. You don't have to have a camera, just an audio source. We'll put the link out in like the public link for people to call in, quote unquote, in probably 25, 30 minutes. I want to let the panel that's already here get some word in edgewise. And with that being said, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you're listening in the future on a podcast platform, be sure to rate and review. It's the easiest way and the quickest way and the most free way to help the show get noticed by an audience, so we can keep expanding and literally keep the lights on. So with that being said, let's introduce tonight's panel.
Now that is some production. I'm proud of your production, buddy. Your production is excellent.
Well done.
What up, Joey?
I don't have my producer here. I'm doing it by myself, by the way. So if anyone wants to, compliment me on that again, I would just make sure you to address that to Gene.
Golf clap.
Yeah, just address that to Gene. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Got over the flu. Kicked my ass for like a good solid week. Slept almost every day, all day for a week, but doing pretty good.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, Vito, it's nice to see you. It's nice to be here. Joe, how you doing, man?
Hey, man, doing good. It's been a busy week. A lot going on in UFO news. We just launched our merch store, which I got the sweatshirt on for everybody.
Hey, who are you using, Joey? Who are you using? What company?
Bonfire.
Bonfire. Okay.
Yeah, I have to say, they're really, you never know what the quality is going to be like. So I finally just got like my first order in, and I have to say, I'm more than impressed. The sweatshirts are like soft and comfortable.
That's awesome.
Really nice.
I was using Teespring at first, and they are straight trash. So I switched from Teespring and moved on to Fourth Wall. Fourth Wall is amazing. They ship worldwide, quick. I've got nothing but compliments out of them, and nice and cheap too, and really cool stuff.
That's awesome, guys.
Yeah, right on.
Well, yeah, check out the UAP Reporting Center, where you can actually report UAP sightings. Speaking of which, this dawned on me, and before we get into everything, we obviously have a list of topics. I'm so happy that Joe's here because he's definitely at the forefront of staying on top of what is going on a daily basis, sometimes an hourly basis these days in the UFO community and related areas. It's just news. I think it's never been a more interesting time to be into the existential questions in life. So it's truly a blessing to have you both here. But before that, it dawned on me that I had never told my quote unquote experiences start to finish, like the whole story, right? Start to finish. So this morning I got up and I'd wrote like a 20-page video on both of my sightings, kind of how they reflect each other, how they mirror each other. Anyway, short of it is, this is the first time because I've told the story, but I'm always leaving parts out because I'm trying to shorten it. So it dawned on me to actually make a video, and it looks and sounds. I'm going to be editing it for a Monday release, but yeah, it's guys, wait for it, check it out. And I really can't wait to get that out. Last week we had Connecticut State Representative here, Joe Hoxa, who introduced UAP legislation in Connecticut under their standalone bill for their budget for the year.
Hell yeah, that's cool, man. That's good.
Had him in studio, and it was an amazing conversation. Really just really loving these in studio, in person. But shout out to everyone that's out there. Shout out to everyone that's been making the show continue to grow. And I say, guys, let's get into it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Sorry, I was trying to promote on a bunch of Discords because we got last minute, of course.
Yeah. I really appreciate that. So I figured I haven't said this, but let's start it out by saying, so Ancient Aliens alum, the guy was in every documentary possible on the UAP topic. Nick Pope did pass away. And honestly, that's kind of the theme of the episode, tragically. But yeah, I just wanted to start out with saying, rest in peace to Nick. And, I hope he has the answers that he chased all his life.
Yeah. Did you see Bigfoot Disclosure Diaries did like a really cool little like video for him? I thought that was really cool.
No, I did not see that.
Thought that was really well done. Kind of like honoring Nick Pope. Thought that was dope.
Yeah, Nick is one of those guys that is just in everything and has been in everything for so many years that it's hard to not see his face and just automatically like think of the UFO topic, right? He's one of those guys that really cemented his place, on shows like Ancient Aliens and the History Channel in general. I know that you guys know this, but the most recent person to lose their life, another Ancient Aliens alum, David Wilcock, kind of not out of nowhere, but out of nowhere, seemingly. Do you guys remember Nick? I mean, not Nick Pope. Obviously, you remember Nick Pope, but do you guys remember David Wilcock?
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't know a whole lot about him. His face is very familiar.
Well,
I truly don't know much about him.
We'll give you the little scoop right here because me and Joe are just going to go on a riff right now. I can tell.
All right, go for it. Yeah, I'll listen 100%.
Joe, how do you know David? And summarize it.
I read one of his books quite a few years ago. I don't remember which one it was. I saw him on probably 2 or 3 documentaries or / shows as well. I didn't know him all that well. But you definitely know the face. I know he's a long time, member player in the UFO world. He was very knowledgeable. Certainly a loss to our community. That's for sure.
Yeah. And so what I'll say is, for people that, may not be familiar with the story of David Wilcock, it's kind of a tragic one because it's the people that he seems to surround himself that really broke him. Because, he came on the scene in the early days of the Mayan calendar thing. How the world was going to end in 2012. He was a younger guy at that time, and that's when he kind of came onto the scene because he was putting the Mayan lore onto the idea of the 2012 and kind of like sowing the seeds to get he was drawing the lines that no one else was drawing, really out there stuff. And he came on the scene, said that the world was probably not going to end in 2012, but that, this disclosure thing was coming. And that kind of be the theme of David, of his life, and tragically, because he was one of those guys who was very well spoken, like you said, Joe, retained knowledge at a crazy. When he had this charisma about him, and it's inherently magnetic. It was one of these, and
his energy, I think too, kind of to what you were saying, Ty, is when he believed in something, he put everything he had into it. So when 2012, the end didn't materialize, I think that took a little bit out of him. Then it multiplies as the years goes on to where I don't want to say his spirit was broken, but something along those lines.
Well, yeah, because after the 2012 stuff, he actually gets another redemption kind of tour, and he really outdoes himself. And honestly, from a person that has worked in media and understands the media landscape, to have that second chance like he did, then he ends up on Ancient Aliens and Gaia. But his issue again is that he puts stock in something that is questionable. Because this time it's the secret space program, specifically Corey Good, the 20 and back stuff. So David Wilcock is arguably that was the plateau or the launching pad for Corey Good, because David had this anonymous source on Gaia that he always referred to. And then when they finally unveiled that source, I think one of them was like this really older gentleman, and then another one was Corey Good. And Corey Good was talking about the secret space program, all that stuff. And obviously, if anyone knows the story, this ends tragically because Corey ends up and you know what, there's actually a good documentary out there by Darcy Ware and Kari Lindsay, and they go into because it's so, like, there are lawsuits and everything like that between Gaia and Corey Good. I think they called it the SSP because they didn't want to use because Corey Good ended up being deposed by Gaia's lawyers. Right. And that's when it really all came out that the secret space program was mostly intellectual property from Corey Good's mind. Yeah.
It didn't go well for him.
No, once that, and then Cambion, Steve Cambion really, like, Cambion got a hold of that deposition through a leak. And I think I know where it came from, but once that deposition was out there, Corey Good's world spun upside down. And Corey had been one of those guys who had an army of fans at his disposal who could end a person or make someone's, make someone a personality overnight. That's the kind of fan base he had. And that withered away over the years as people kind of waned from the story after the deposition came out. But David Wilcock, he also went down with that ship. Corey owed David millions of dollars. And David was trying to stay afloat. Yeah, he was telling people that he was the reincarnation of Archangel Michael. And I think he had a couple screws.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
This is where it goes crazy when, like,
I think there was some mental illness maybe involved slightly. There. It ended tragically. Right. It's really a sad story.
Again, it is.
You know what's
I'm
crazy?
Pretty sure he owed the IRS.
One at a time.
From what I heard, he owed the IRS quite a bit of money as well, like in the millions. I'm pretty sure that's factual.
It's 100% factual.
Yeah.
The Archangel Michael thing. What if he's telling the truth though? Like, it's just.
Well, because he said he was like 4 different beings, like incarnated.
It was out there.
It was out there. Yeah. He was like the latter days of his YouTube career were really the ones. There was one stream actually in particular that really stands out to me where he did one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life. Right. So, and forgive me for laughing, but again, rest in peace. This is because David committed suicide. He unalived himself. I'm so sorry to YouTube. I probably just got demonetized, but
you can't say that someone
no
like that. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm just saying you literally cannot say. That's insane that you can't say that. Wow.
So David unfortunately unalived himself in a tragic loss, and then there was a letter that he left for his attorney, clearly a note, like a last note, if you will. So it's pretty cut and dry that between his health declining, and you can see it in the YouTube streams, he's kind of just, this is what he looked like at one point. And he's probably 4 feet taller than I am. And now he probably weighed the same as I do at like now.
Wow.
He wasn't looking hot. And, you could just kind of see it he was broken. He was a broken individual, and I truly feel bad. But he did one of the funniest things on stream I've ever seen. Right, so they were doing some guided meditation, and David and his at the time wife, they're like, she's doing the sound bath stuff, and he's doing the guided meditation, like the keep internal. He's like walking people through it, and he needs to take a break for whatever reason, and he just like he looks at her and he's just like I can't remember exactly what he says, but he's like, oh fuck, it's gonna now this I'm drawing a blank what he said to her, but he anyway, regardless, he like tells her like, hey, keep this fucking shit going, like keep the lie going, like something to that degree. Like it was like, it was absolutely insane but hilariously funny.
Now that you say that, Ty, I remember that.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
Obviously, like that. It was very embarrassing.
It was super embarrassing. Like as a streamer and a guy who called himself the reincarnation of Michael, to have that get out there,
it was like a peek into real life.
Yeah,
like behind the scenes.
It was so funny, dude. I couldn't stop laughing for hours when I saw that because it was just so real and so raw. He was just like, shut the fuck up, keep it going. And it was just like, oh God. I don't think he intended that to be heard.
Just like not even trying to hide the fact that he's blatantly lying.
No, he thought his mic was muted.
That's great. Oh
yeah.
God, that's great.
So, but yeah, tragically, end of another life. And again, this is kind of.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't his producer or something like that pass away?
Yeah, like 6 days. Yeah.
Do we know the story with that? I don't know much about that one.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, somebody else connected to him, his producer or something like that, connected to him or the show, died in some way, shape, or form.
Like 2 days or 6 days before.
Yeah.
Hey,
Gene, died in the same way.
Gene, can you pull it up? Oh shit, you're not here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Fuck.
Gene's busy. Gene's busy on the bigger show.
That's really.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can look it up now.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, because that's kind of
check Red Panda channel on X. I'm sure he posted it. Let me see if I can find it.
Because I mean, while we're talking about this, people like Amy Eskridge, all these people that were saying, I will never do this. And the letter from David is really weird because it keeps referring to quote unquote an accident. And I don't understand. If he knew he was going to do what he did, why would he keep referring to if an accident befell me? I'm sorry. I tried my hardest. It was just like really weird, but it could also be him just trying to martyr himself in a way. So like unfortunately, we can't not consider that as a real thing.
Yeah, he kind of did that. Yeah. Wilcox's biographer died just days before him. Here, I'm gonna copy it here.
His producer or biographer?
Biographer. It says biographer.
Okay, was there a biography being written? I'm not sure. David Wilcox needed a biographer.
I put it in your in the studio in the chat.
All right, I'll pull
it. And the Amy Eskridge thing, like it just gets weirder and weirder with her. Like I watch videos and she just seems to go more and more, just kind of. And I'm not disrespecting her whatsoever, but clearly there was something. I don't know if it was self-inflicted. I don't know if it was something that the deep state did or allegedly or what. I don't know, but mentally she just got worse and worse as it went. I don't think she committed suicide.
You can see it as well.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's something that one of these programs did, because I firmly believe that there's programs that cause school shootings, that cause all this stuff. That's what I believe. Sounds crazy, but
just say allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know my thing.
Yeah.
Just say allegedly.
Allegedly. I can say whatever I want
when you say allegedly.
But this is what I think allegedly goes on. I think for sure that all these shootings, it's all tied into some type of weird.
Well, sorry.
Everybody
really likes
I'm sorry,
it.
One second.
One second.
Why is this?
It's not very often.
Why is this playing without my prompting? This is a video. Is this going to tell me that his producer died?
I don't know. I just saw the tag and I assumed it did. I'm sorry. Let me see if there's something that actually says it.
One second.
So weird. Mm-hmm. What we see here is a lot of interesting things going on, and it's a good thing. So, oh my gosh, it's sad to hear Winfrey just passed away. Bright butterfly wing. That is so weird, because last night
his production quality is crazy good.
I was lying in bed and thinking, wouldn't it be sad if Winfrey passed away? He's the guy that wrote the Reincarnation of Edgar Cayce book with me. Last night I had that thought. I am not kidding you, and now you're telling me this. Lotus Girl says, I can't listen to your comedy. Well, sorry. Everybody really likes it. A couple people don't, but it's not very often. I think you'll be able to make it. I think you can make it.
It's almost like he doesn't even...
Anyway, a lot of people like it. Things going on. And
dude, do you see how he just breezed?
He just glossed over that. Yeah, like, oh, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. Ready?
Oh my gosh, it's sad to hear Winfrey just passed away. Bright butterfly wing. That is so weird.
Okay, this is him back then.
Last night.
And now he's like my weight.
I was lying in bed.
Yeah, he looks like
thinking, wouldn't it be sad
like a Holocaust victim? You know what I mean? Like he doesn't look healthy.
Edgar Cayce book with me.
Jesus Christ.
Last night I had that thought. I'm not kidding you, and now you're telling me this. Lotus Girl says, I can't listen to your comedy. Well, sorry. Everybody really likes it.
Wow.
A couple people don't.
Wow. That is kind of crazy. You can't even make this shit up at this point. So with like you said with Amy, she visibly got worse and worse and worse and worse. And it was like watching someone's downfall. But again, like you said, I don't think that she took her own life. I do think there was foul play.
I think she was pushed towards 100%. Yeah.
There's been a lot of this going on. Joe, can you brief us a little bit on what you know about these missing scientists from General McCaslin all the way to Amy Eskridge and beyond?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a complicated matter because people do go missing all the time on their own. However, the aerospace community, like it's not that big of a community. And there's some instances that are pretty questionable. For instance, out of the 11 that people are talking about, there are 2 who passed away with violent ends, let's just say. One was a carjacking, and one was a robbery, whatever, but two gunshot victims. Pretty questionable. Not a whole lot came out on either one. However, I think out of all of them, let's talk about Monica Reza.
Okay.
Went hiking with 2 of her companions on a very well-populated, like very active hiking trail. They weren't in some remote region of the mountains. Very, very popular hiking trail. She went with 2 friends. So they've been hiking for quite a while. The one friend left to go get the car. She was going to bring the car to the trailhead to where Monica and the male friend she was with were going to finish the hike. So they're walking. The friend goes around a curve, maybe 30 feet ahead of her. Looks back. Monica waves at him, says, "I'm all good." He goes around the curve. Maybe a minute late, less than a minute later, he turns around. She's gone. So this is very important. So a couple minutes, he looks around for her. All around the general area, there's not much where she can go where he wouldn't have been able to see her in the amount of time that passed. So he doesn't see her. He goes back to where the friend is with the car. So now we're talking maybe 20 minutes has passed. There's a group of 5 to 6 hikers that are just about to start their walk. Luckily enough, one of them is a very experienced search and rescue person, like a professional search and rescue person. So they say, okay, we're on it. Like they are not doing their hike. Everybody went right into, where's Monica mode.
Right.
So they go to where her last known location, scour the area in all directions. Nothing is to be found. Now, within an hour of her going missing, Luckily enough, a professional search and rescue had a FLIR helicopter in the area. Now, this is an hour after she was last seen.
That's very quick.
Yes, extremely quick. Usually it's the extreme opposite end to where they're bungling search and rescue operations. Everything here worked out as good as it possibly could have.
Right.
Within 2 or 3 hours, there was multiple teams of search and rescue on the ground looking north and south. Basically any direction she could have went. Only thing that was found of her, she had on a red beanie. So if you look at the picture that you see online, she has on the red shirt. She had a red hat on, a red beanie. The only thing that was found of her was her red beanie.
Wow.
So again, an hour before she's gone, an hour after she's gone, there's a FLIR helicopter in the air searching. No sight of her. Experienced search and rescue personnel on the ground looking for her, nowhere to be found. So now let's go to General McCasland. General McCasland is 9 months later. Monica Reza and General McCasland worked together for just about 10 years together. He directly funded her work on Mondaloy, which is like a super alloy for the next generation rockets.
A burn-resistant metal alloy that you could still go see her patents like right now.
Yeah, super, super bright lady for sure.
Very much.
So think about how Monica disappeared. Now let's go to the general. It's morning in the McCasland household. Everything's fine, nothing amiss. They're both home. General's wife is leaving for an appointment or whatever she had to do. She gets back about 54 minutes later. No sign of the general. So think about how Monica vanished. Within a few minutes' time, she was gone. The general had 53 or 54 minutes to disappear from the face of the earth. This isn't 1968. This is 2026. There's cameras everywhere. Everybody's on phones. It's pretty hard to disappear in this day and age, let alone in 53 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, they disappear within 9 months of each other. They're doing about as secret work as you can get, born out of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
And yeah, he had control of the black budget there, and he had overseen the Wright-Pat that research laboratory, like you had said. And like you said, I think these two are the definitely the focus, or at least the one throughput line you can seem to tie to everyone is touching on this black budget UAP, whether it's propulsion, nuclear physics, aerospace, there seems to be this throughput line. And there are calls from Congress by members like Burleson, Burchett, Luna, and Trump's even now talking about it. It's making the mainstream news. I mean, this has gone from, Amy Eskridge and a conspiracy theory to, are we living the 3-body problem like in real time? Because that's what it feels like. Is anyone familiar with the 3-body problem?
I've never read it and I've never actually watched the show, but I keep telling myself I need to, because just like you now, I've heard so many people say that I really need to watch this show first or read the book.
First, the scientists start to disappear. The ones that advance humanity, they start to disappear, and then I don't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, don't spoil.
But what happens next is it's unfucking real.
Yeah, I'm going to start that tonight, I think, actually.
It feels like we are on the precipice. Now, again, I hate to be that guy that is giving these people like these second chances, but all this shit popping off, these scientists, these generals, these people with really, really odd backgrounds, all ones that seem to touch upon, or at least, would be the people that if these are the people that are going missing, you'd think like if this was overseas, our country would go into like manhunt mode, but it's happening on the mainland and no one seems to give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird.
And you know what's also weird? Let me add, the same thing is happening in China right now.
Again, ties back to the 3-body problem. Because again, it's not just the and think about this. How many people have you ever heard say this? The UAP topic is not just a United States thing. How many times have you heard that?
No, tons.
This isn't just a United States thing either, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And again, 3-body problem. It's humanity. Well, who can advance humanity? Not the United States, not just China, not just Russia. And I'm sure it's happening in other places too. But there are places where they don't let their news get out. I'm shocked that we even know China has a problem with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, they didn't even want to let us know how vid happened, and that was, you know, pretty. Anyway, striking back to it, it's to anyone who's seen the 3-body problem. Let me know in the comments. Like, do you guys agree that it does seem a little bit odd? I will point back to guys like Bledsoe who did talk about like a new knowledge coming. And I always said, you know, to Bledsoe, I think you're making a mistake, like putting a dates out there like this. But like, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. It's just when nothing tangible happens, they're going to call you a grifter. And that's exactly what happened. He never said like, technically Jesus is coming back. He speculated, of course, like everyone. It's fun to speculate. But what he really said is that a new knowledge would befall humanity. And what if that did start to occur? It's just we can't see it yet. But all this other shit's happening. I mean, we're the closest to disclosure that arguably we've ever been.
Yeah.
Scientists and generals close to black budget are either disappearing or dying under shady circumstances. Like what guys, what is going on?
I mean, you got to look at it and say there's something funky going on. And it's not just happening in the States, it's happening in China as well. And like you said, I'm shocked that we're even getting that information because China's very secretive.
Am I crazy for thinking something odd is happening?
No, and it's happening globally, and everybody, all of my friends, I don't know about you guys, but all of my normie friends are hitting me up about this stuff that we've been dealing with for like
what the fuck?
Last year. And but I like this. I like the fact
Thank
that
you, Sarah.
Mainstream. I want it to go mainstream. You know what I mean? What'd you say? What the fuck? Would you get a big super chat?
No, is that the real Sarah Adams?
I don't know who that is. She said we're a group of loser incels.
Sarah Adams is like.
I have a gorgeous wife upstairs, so
I know. Yeah, I was like my partner's literally across the.
Wait, is she in the chat, Sarah Adams?
Well, here's the thing, because if that's the real Sarah Adams, right? The one that I'm thinking of, the one that's on.
Where'd she say that at?
Can you just give me a second? I lose my train of thought, Vito. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you there. Sean Ryan. She has a show, like that's the analyst lady, if I'm not mistaken, right? That lady is like smart as fuck.
Can't be the same person.
She's like,
I guess it could be, but
it could be, but and I've seen her post like things like that before. But I can assure you, if that really is the Sarah Adams I'm thinking of, if you're lowering your standards to calling me an incel, maybe you're not as smart as I really think.
Actually, why don't you guys have the three of us on Sean Ryan's show and we'll debate it? How's that?
But again, I'm not exactly sure because
I'm sure it's not her.
I don't, but that's very odd. That like threw me for a loop because I'm like, I've always said nothing but good things about that lady. I think she's super smart. And by the way, what she is saying, when she talks about like the intel world, you gotta listen because she's, again, and this isn't the UFO topic. This is kind of a side thing, but there are a bunch of cells that have made their way inside the United States, and that at any moment, and I really respect the work that Sarah Adams does on Sean Ryan, because I think what they're doing is they're bringing what they learned into the real world, and then showing people how to detect psyops, how to detect like when you're being played. So again, I don't think that's the same person, because like she seems too smart for me to be making comments like that. That's odd.
Was that a YouTube comment? Because I don't see it in the chat.
It
X.
just popped up on screen. I don't know.
X.
Oh, okay.
But like I'm going to find your jobs and send them your online bullying. God, I don't think.
Who is she talking to? Is she in the wrong chat? She's got to be in the wrong chat. I think
she's just trying. I think it's just a troll trying to cause trouble, and I think we're wasting our breath even talking about her.
Yeah,
what bullying? I'm a career firefighter. What the hell bullying have I done?
Yeah. Let's not waste our time. I when I saw the name, that's what stood out to me.
And we're talking about UFOs. What did we bully?
That's what I think the troll is, and she got me. She got me.
Whatever, lady.
She got me. But someone else had said, "Can you guys see the chat?" So that's why I responded, because one of the actual people that I respect said, "Can you guys see what's happening in the chat?" So that's why I looked. So by the way, shout out to all the members out there. Thank you so much for doing what you do. I can't, like I said, back to what we were talking about, whether or not you believe in quote unquote UFOs. I think we can all agree that the deep state is definitely a thing, right? There are people that are pulling the strings behind the scenes. Now, I'm posing this question because it's something that someone posed to me. Someone of a high-ranking individual posed to me. They said, "What if look around at all the millionaires and billionaires building bunkers?" I said, "Okay, I get it. What's the next thing?" Okay, next step. What if someone found something like an object that was headed towards Earth and that was going to reset the world, right? A catastrophic event of proportions that are, unspeakable, right? We're talking younger Dryas kind of stuff. And what if someone discovered that fact, and then the deep state, they catch wind of, obviously they're notified first, and their orders are to not tell the general public, right? Because we don't want them to be panicking. We still need them to create these metal alloys. We still need them to create and to clean up the trash, right? Up until the last second. And then anyone who is connected starts disappearing. Anyone who could potentially blow the whistle on it starts to disappear. Right. And I thought it was I'm sorry. No. They started posing all these different questions to me, and I thought, okay, I'm not really like believing the scenario, but it's an interesting thought experiment, because it's like, insert thing here, and could that be why all of this other stuff is happening the way it is? Because we could intercut, like take out cataclysmic event and put in, false flag alien invasion. Take that out, put in UFO lands on Earth, right? They know something is coming, right? That's boil it down to that is what I guess I'm getting at.
Yeah, I've posted. I'm surprised more people aren't paying attention to this. I've posted it on my Twitter numerous times over the past year, that there is a large portion of the mega rich, we're talking billionaires, that are building bunkers. And I don't think they're doing that for no reason.
Lou is building one. Elizondo, he himself built one, didn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going now. So Lou Elizondo, when he got into the whole disclosure community, one of the first things he did is build a bunker.
Why?
Underground.
You got to ask yourself, why?
Why
are these guys just smart? Because again, I think if you're intel, right? If you're like former intel, if you're former military, your mindset's always going to be, I'd rather have it and not use it than not have it and need it.
That's my goal as a fireman. That's what I do. I'd rather have that extra line and not need it than need it and be burning up 100%.
That's why I carry a firearm with me.
Right. So again, I gotta ask, guys, do you think something might be on its way and that we need to be mentally prepared for for some sort of arrival of something? I mean, if it's an asteroid or something like that, we're fucked, right? I mean, it is what it is.
The guy who we spoke to, me, you, and Gene, we spoke to on the ride to Washington. You know what I'm talking about? You don't got to say his name. He told me specifically to train my daughters how to shoot, how to use firearms. So when you got somebody like that telling me that, I kind of listen, if that makes sense. Now,
Yeah,
do
and
I think something's coming? I don't know, but it scares the shit out of me.
And that's a good idea, Vito. And I can speak to this. I've been, like we were just saying, it's better to be prepared and not need it than need it and not have it. I've been preparing. I'm not going to give anybody my address, but I have a cellar full of water, milk, like powdered milk, powdered eggs, the number 10 things of food, all like a whole cellar full. MREs.
Joe, we're coming to your house.
Yeah. I got room for a couple people. I got a safe full of guns. I've scoped out my basement. Like I have a really nice basement with a bathroom, a kitchen, a living area, and a separate room. So I've scoped that into ChatGPT. Tell me how to best lay this out for an end of the world bunker. But I do, like you were saying, I do have a feeling, and I'm a pretty grounded person by nature. I'm not like a conspiracy nut. However, I do have a feeling in the last year or two that I never had before that something is going to reveal itself, whether it be disclosure, whether it be an asteroid, whether it be an alien's landing. I don't know, but I have a feeling something is occurring. The vibe in our whole community has changed.
Yeah.
I think we're going somewhere.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't help but, wonder, are we not seeing something that's right in front of our face?
Without a doubt.
Are we oblivious to something that has either known for a long time or this is all what it's leading up to, right? The race to something. Because I've always asked that question to myself. Why does humanity seem to just be on like full throttle all the time, right? Why can't we slow down for a second? And it's like, well, what if we've been designed to not slow down? What if we've been almost engineered to run until we are literally like we can't run anymore, literally, because there's nothing to do. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I always go back to Lou Elizondo's title of his book, Imminent.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
He's building a bunker. He named his book Imminent. There's been other people who have said the same thing. The rich and powerful are building bunkers. So like Ty was just saying, is there something right in front of our eyes? I think there is something right in front of our eyes. How do we connect the dots to what it is the thing we all do every day is trying to connect dots in the UFO community and tie one clue to the next clue and one piece of evidence to the next piece of evidence.
Yeah. Well, look what the government just did. They just registered that aliens.gov site, and somebody said when you click on it, it like comes back to like it used to not do anything, but now when you click on it, it registers as though there's something being built on it. So what the hell is going on?
Well,
I think it's Space Force.
Biden shut those videos.
Yeah, Biden shut down everything that you could think of that Trump did, except for Space Force. That just tells me everything, dude. Like something's coming. 100%.
Yeah. I just put out the public link. So if you want to call in now, you can. Don't worry, you don't need like a camera. You don't need to do that to yourself. But if you want to, quote unquote, call in, for lack of a better term, just click that link. It'll bring you in. Just add your audio source. we'll pull you up. If you want to, give your input on the topic that we're covering, or ask a question, or bring up a new topic, feel free to pop in just like you would call in. So the lines are now open. Guys, we're just going to take a quick bill break, if you will, and I'm going to pee, and we'll be right back. Where is my this is remember that production quality we were talking about? Do you guys know? No?
Let's go. I like it.
No. No, I'm falling short at this point.
I need the link for the chat. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of putting the link into all of the chat.
I put it in the
No, I see it, but it was too long for some reason.
What?
I could use the one that you sent out to the text message, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. I don't have where is the Good Feels ad? I'm gonna have to add it on. This is ridiculous. Someone's messed up my StreamYard, I think, because oh, that's why. Oh, okay. This episode of Total Disclosure is brought to you by Good Feels Cannabis Seltzers. And I'll be honest, this is one of my favorite partners that we've ever had on the show. As I've given up alcohol, I'm very open about this on the show, and I think a lot more people choosing that same path. So if you're looking for something that can truly replace alcohol in any setting, whether you're unwinding after a long day of research, hosting friends, or just want to stay clear-headed and in control, Good Feels delivers a completely different kind of experience. It starts with their 12-ounce stubby bottles of cannabis-infused seltzers. They're crisp, clean, zero sugar, and 0 calories. And they're designed to give you a smooth, fast-acting, elevated feeling without the crash, without the hangover, and without the downsides of alcohol. And if you're more than an at-home mixologist, Good Feels also has fast-acting beverage enhancers. You can add them to literally anything. Sparkling water, mocktails, whatever you like, and create your own customized experience. This isn't about checking out, it's about tuning in, staying present, and upgrading the way that you kick back and relax. And right now, listeners of Total Disclosure get 20% off their order. That's getgoodfeels.com for 20% off exclusive to this audience. Good Feels Cannabis Seltzers. Replace the alcohol, keep the experience, stay in control. Now back to the show. All right.
It's a Jerky Boys reference. You hit the bell. I said, "Stop that." Stop that.
I was actually gonna I didn't even see this. There was like this we're back, guys. We're back from the break. No, but someone did want to pop in. So let's welcome Mr. Ryan. Ryan, how we doing?
How you doing?
How's it going, guys?
Going very well.
Enjoy the program.
Is there anything that you want to give your input on the missing scientists, generals, or any of the other topics that we've discussed tonight?
Yeah. As far as the missing scientists, I think there's only 1 or 2 on there that are really mysterious. A few of them I don't think should even be on the list. I think we should sort of take a deep breath and be a little cautious before we go a little too far with it. I mean, I think there's somebody on X who has made some very interesting connections between General McCaslin and a X account. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I did. I saw that. on the Jesse Michaels brought it up in his video about the
Yeah,
scientists.
and so what makes me interested in that is that if you look back at his feed, he was posting some very interesting, real technical information about, you know, anti-gravity. And I'm not a scientist. I've been analyzing and researching the UFO UAP field for, I'd say, 15 years, 20 years. But that to me, if that is his account, possibly he posted some technical information, technological information that went too far. Possibly he was, I don't know. But one theory I came up with on McCaslin that I think nobody's really discussed is, what if, and none of us know. I mean, we're never going to know, but all we can do is speculate, which is what we've been doing in this field for the last 40 years or whatever, is speculation.
Yeah.
So it gets frustrating. It gets frustrating. But what if he was rushed away for an emergency? What if he was put back into active duty, or put back, there's some kind of a national security emergency, or some kind of a brought out of retirement sort
That's
of a deal.
interesting.
Another theory could be that he wasn't murdered, but if they wanted to arrest somebody for violating their national security contract, they would not want that to be public. So if he is in some kind of a jail somewhere, or detention for speaking out too much, that would be a secret jail that nobody would know about. You know, I don't know. It's just a speculation. The other thing I wanted to comment on, and I don't want to take up too much time, is, you know, I've been through the Y2K time frame, and then I went through the 2012 time frame.
Yeah.
But this time there's something different about it. I don't want to jump to too many conclusions, but as you guys were saying, I've been putting some of these threads together myself, and I'm almost at one point I've started to get a little freaked out about it. I mean, if you look at,
I gotcha.
do you guys think Leslie Keene knows something?
Well, that, you know, what's funny is I was going to bring her up earlier because she was actually one of the first people I remember that said originally, I think this was like maybe 2018 timeframe, where she said the world will be unrecognizable in like 5 years. And I remember her saying that. Do I find her credible? Yes. Do I think she sometimes rushes the story? Also, yes. I think the New York Times article was heavily flawed. But Leslie is a very good researcher.
But she used to be, I've noticed changes in people. She used to be a real vocal person in this field. And it seems like in the past 2 or 3 years, she's really gone quiet.
I agree.
I just wonder about that. But the main thing that makes me think that there's something in the future that's coming, as you guys were saying, Lou Elizondo's book with red font on a black and white background, right there on the title, Imminent. I mean, these guys are known to leak information in book format, but they have to do it in such a way that they're not violating their oath. I mean, look at Oh, I'm rambling all over the place.
I was gonna
here.
say I'm gonna wrap you up a little bit,
Yeah.
just because I want to say hi to.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that says. What does that say? NASA child?
NASA child retro doomsday.
Okay.
Has Lou ever explained why the title of his book has a big red font on a black and white background, imminent? That to me is like, he's known to float out different threads that people can follow. I just don't know. I don't want to panic too much, but the next few years are going to be very interesting because there's just.
I agree. I agree.
Hopefully, it's nothing too catastrophic. But I think people should at least take some precautions, just in case.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna cut you off there. I will actually ask Lou. I'll ask that question if I can. I think that's a very good observation. But I also, like I said, I think imminent is more or less, caveated in that sense. I don't think it's, next year or anything like that. I think it's more or less he just wants that information out to the public in an imminent fashion, right? Because it's already been 90 years, right? So I think that's more or less the direction that was that was being headed there. But the NASA guy, if you want to say hello and comment on any of the missing scientists, generals, or bring up a topic, now's your shot.
Hey, hi guys. Yeah. My dad had me late in life, but people didn't believe that. Like, he helped start the space program. He was NACA and then went into NASA when they finally turned into NASA in the late 50s. What was going on in space is a bunch of Cold War stuff that still, like, a lot of it was hidden into the 90s and then to the 2011s. And it seems like a lot of smoke and mirrors with what's going on. And it's called the Personnel Reliability Program. And if you are a part of the Defense Department and they need you during war, they can make you disappear if they need to for several reasons. One is because they need you for continuity, meaning if there is a real war and you have to go underground, they have to have someone that makes sure this stuff works that's underground. That while they have people above ground that are trying the same thing, but if there's a major threat. The next is if there's already a threat against scientists, they're going to start disappearing because they don't want them available for something to happen. So there's different levels of this. And personally, a few months ago, it kind of happened to me, and it's not direct to me. It was something. My dad worked in NASA. He's been dead since 2022. I've had time to go through his paperwork. And one of the launches was 1971 San Marcos. And that launch, they tested something with lasers. And what they were testing was laser supposedly ignition and separation. So with the rockets. So back then, this was to make it fail-safe for EMP and nuclear war. So basically, right after that mission in 1971, it was classified, meaning it wasn't classified the day it went up. It was classified after, meaning that never existed afterwards. That meant it went into a secret space program that existed in 1971. So this is what's been going on the whole damn time, that it's all defense stuff. And they have to hide what they're doing in the fog of war. That's why stuff is happening in China at the same time. We're all playing cards with each other, and they're looking for each other's scientists. But I was trying to return some stuff and talk about some stuff with NASA, and I contacted somebody over there, and they were back and forth with me, and then they stopped talking to me all of a sudden. I figured because they're not allowed to go public right now and just meet me somewhere about my dad because they don't want to be in danger. So I'm just letting you know that me just trying to talk to them about some old paperwork and stuff and settle some stuff about my dad's legacy there, that they can't even meet with me right now because they're scared. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're saying that they won't meet under any circumstance right now because they're a little bit shook or
yeah, originally they seemed like they were. Now I'm like worried that I'm on a watch list for asking the person to meet with me. I'm like, oh shit, it's like,
of course you're on a watch list. Now, what did your pop specifically do for NASA? Do you work for NASA yourself, or he just told
no,
you
I don't work for NASA. I'm a child of hen. No, he was a solid rocket motor specialist for the Scout project. Now that involved many other projects, and he consulted on many other projects. And the Scout, the pieces of it turned into the Minuteman II and Minuteman III, and he also helped design the Polaris. So it's like he helped shrink Wernher von Braun's ideas into ideas that we could fit in these silos and fit through our train tunnels and fit in the submarines. And this was solid rocket proponents, because Wernher von Braun wanted his liquid hydrogen, which still ends up in the space shuttle in that big tank, you know. But our war weapons don't use liquid hydrogen.
Let me ask you a question. What was your dad's take on aliens, UFOs, etc.? Is he a believer or not a believer?
He loved the TV show Ancient Aliens, but he admitted to me that he thought he wasted years of his life looking into it. And then when I pushed him on it, he said that he actually did, recovery stuff, meaning they brought him recovered stuff or photos of crashes of stuff they had no idea what it was. And he helped identify it. And he said everything they brought him was Russian or us. And it kind of upset him. And he was looking into it on his own. And he said he could find no extreme fact. This was built by something else off world. They never presented anything for that. And it seemed to piss him off. Anything else? A question? I don't have to keep.
No. That's sorry. I'm sorry. It's that I get distracted by chat. No, dude. What you're saying is outstanding. That's crazy. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing that Mike
verifiable.
Mine? Yeah. I don't know what y'all want me. I mean, I'd rather say it off air. I'm just not comfortable with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can reach out to me. I'll talk to you in a heartbeat.
I was gonna say in the private chat, I'll put my email. Definitely. I would love to.
Yeah, I can exchange book information, all kinds of stuff that he has and stuff. But I go by different names, so it's just like, yeah. I think that all to the advantage of what's real and what's not. I went to private school growing up, and different things happened. There was a birthday party where a Russian was with a machine gun. I didn't put it all together until I realized my dad was part of the personnel reliability program as an adult. Okay,
that's absolutely crazy. Yeah,
well, anyone who doesn't know, PRP and then continuity of government, COG, are huge aspects of. It's a fail-safe for the United States government and sectors to ensure that if something were to happen, whether it was on a national or global scale, that some element of the United States government and military would still be able to essentially run the show from these spots. Now, the dude that was in here earlier did raise a point that I hadn't really considered, that what if they are being scooped up by our own, right? Not from a foreign intel, but by our own, in order to prepare for something that's coming. I think that's an interesting point, albeit in speculation at best. Again, all these things without answers, we're left to sit here and wonder. And no one seems to be investigating it on an official basis, which causes me concern, because then it points me into the direction, like you said, like, is this something that that is known about, and that is like that they are preparing for, and we're not going to get answers? Or is this something that we're all in the dark about, and the FBI starts investigating it, maybe we get an answer? I don't know. Where are we? Who the fuck knows anymore? What timeline are we on? No idea.
What timeline are we in, for Christ's sake? I'm a firm believer that we've had.
You guys think that we'll get the 46 videos that Luna has requested?
I hope so. I genuinely hope so.
Sean, how you doing?
Good. You can hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. It keeps kicking me out, saying my connection's bad.
Sorry.
But like timeline? You said something about timeline?
Yeah. What timeline are we on?
Oh, we're definitely not on the same one. We can talk about Mandela effects if you want.
You know what's funny? I was actually just talking about that the other day with someone. But do you think that? Yeah, go ahead, hit me, whatever you want.
Oh no, I threw the ball.
This is your chance. If you want to comment on something,
come on, Sean, tell us something.
Tell us something.
Oh, I don't know.
It's all about you right now. 20 seconds on the spot.
I'm nervous. You made me nervous. You put me on the spot. How about
Dug to caffeine first.
Oh, geez, I can't even think of the guy's
All
name.
right.
Go ahead, you go.
We won't embarrass you like that.
Yeah, don't embarrass me.
But I'll point you in the right direction. Ready? What do you make of the various missing people that seem to have ties into black programs, nuclear, aerospace, and other, whether it's propulsion or engineering?
Oh, the scientists?
Yes.
Oh, definitely creating the narrative, because they just talked about how they're going to release all the files about aliens. And you can't have your story or your narrative told the way you want it if these guys are out there and they could be whistleblowers. So what do? You either whack them or you put them somewhere where they can't talk.
Oh gosh, that's that's
yeah,
to the point. I like it. I like it. Do you think it's nefarious at all? Do you think it's the U.S. government, or do you think it's some sort of foreign intel that has?
It's whoever's creating the narrative. Whatever story they want to tell is the way they're going to tell it. And if they don't like what these guys know or what they're going to know or what they could say, they're make their own story, make the story they want to tell. That's been that way for how many years?
Right. Do you think that now General McCaslin was someone that, I mean, I know his wife his wife is either, friends with Erica Kirk or she, hear me out on this one. Hear me out.
Huh?
She's either friends with Erica Kirk or they went to the same grieving counselor, because they're able to make jokes and do podcasts, within
right
days.
after their husband's killed.
Yeah. So McCaslin's wife is making jokes about Roswell. And I find that to be very strange because you'd think that, because it was kind of unprompted in her response that she put out, and was like, no, he doesn't have ties to UFOs, or wasn't abducted, not that I know of, but made it a weird joke out of it. And I was like, that's odd.
Well, it's all odd. How do you book a stadium in May for your husband's funeral in, what was it, September?
So
wait,
my
what?
point,
What, John?
Yeah, that
You did
TDP,
what?
They booked that stadium where they had his memorial or whatever the hell it was, where they had the fireworks and shit, for Charlie Kirk's memorial, where she came out with the fireworks and pretended to cry.
I thought you were talking about General McCaslin. Okay, I'm lost.
No.
Yeah.
He was saying
but it was booked for a TPC event, not a. It was,
right.
Then they changed it to a funeral, but it is odd. Yeah, I'll say that.
It is odd that she doesn't even take care of her goddamn kids now.
But again, and then
allegedly.
She's a
allegedly,
strange
Allegedly.
woman.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, allegedly. people forget though that Charlie Kirk is kind of in now. Whether you want to see it or not, again, I go back to this idea of allowing people or humanity to evolve and grow. And Charlie Kirk was definitely on the forefront of showing the
I agree.
college kids. Yeah. Right.
We're not allowed to talk
taken
politics
out.
with each other.
That's right.
So
he's liberal, I'm conservative.
So he falls into this category of weird timed deaths.
I just like that he asked questions, and he allowed people to talk. He didn't always talk over them, but if you had a question, you can ask him, and you can debate.
Again, all the people that you wouldn't want to be gone are seeming to be starting to drop like flies. And again, I find that odd. So
why is it odd?
In Charlie's case, he got slaughtered. There was no
how else are you going to create the narrative?
Right.
So you think the deep state or whoever's controlling so this ties back to even the So
I don't
this would
think you're
tie
allowed
back
to say that.
the tie back to like the Epstein files and all that.
Buddy, everything ties back to the Epstein files. If there's one thing I've learned
I
about
don't know if
that,
we can even
literally
say that kind of
everything
name.
ties back to it.
Well, we have a limited time, so if someone wants to connect dots real quick, go ahead.
Drop
Oh,
it.
my freaking camera's on. Shit.
I think
Oh, they're gonna get you now.
Yeah.
Now they know. They know what my
don't.
ceiling looks like.
Yeah, and your nose.
Somebody just told me not to
Oh,
cut
shit.
in, but that somebody just tried to kill Trump.
Wait, what?
I'm looking now. Somebody just on TV,
Again?
I guess.
Oh, we need to cut into that.
Wait, guys.
Yeah, we do.
Guys, hold on a sec. Let's look this up.
See if you
Did
can find
you
something.
see the Shane Gillis act when he said Trump would be the funniest person?
Yeah. Yo, Shane is one of the best. Shane's so funny, dude.
Attempted assassination of Donald Trump 23 minutes
No
ago.
shit.
All right, guys.
Where?
Breaking news. President Trump. God, this is fucking.
That's some
I've just about had it at this
Is
point.
it fake or is it real?
I've just about had it at this point, motherfuckers. This is too much. But let's play a video real quick. I wanted to play this either way, but we'll play it now as we try to regroup and figure out if we're dealing with real or
Are you allowed to
fake
smoke on
news.
camera?
I do.
Uh-oh.
Is it the fake news?
Fake news.
Stop and savor the strawberries.
Don't savor
That's
any
nuts.
strawberries.
Oh, fake news.
What are we getting wrong about this?
Beautiful
Why
dog.
should we keep looking at it?
Well, look, anytime you have experts
how do I turn
in the national security arena either disappearing
walk
or in
around.
some cases
I can
dying prematurely and not
Is it on the
necessarily a
TV?
natural way, we have to look at this very closely.
I don't see anything.
And we can go back even to the 1940s during the Manhattan Project when we knew Russia was trying to target a lot of our scientists and try to learn some of our atomic secrets. This is nothing new. What is new, though, is that we have these scientists, these engineers, and senior military officials that are completely unaccounted for. Some of these individuals had very high security clearances, top secret SCI security clearances. Anytime that would happen in any other country, Russia, China, obviously would be a problem. This is happening here in the United States. And there are some very interesting common ties that at least some of these individuals have with one another. And that is the UAP topic, ironically enough.
So, and you say this isn't you referring to culture or history. You're saying you talked to some of these people and what happened doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. In fact, several of the people that you have on your list right there that you showed, I personally spoke with years ago and talked to myself. And it was about the UAP topic and their work in that arena. But there's also, you said something, and it's absolutely accurate. There's other individuals that are not on that list that I am personally aware of that might actually be associated with it. There is an individual that somebody Chris Mellon, who's been on your show before, was going to talk to about 2.5, 3 years ago. He was a few days away from meeting this individual. He was an engineer, apparently on the legacy U.S. government's legacy UAP effort, and mysteriously died right before the meeting. There's another individual whom I spoke with. He reached out to me. I'm going to protect his identity here for the sake of his family, but he did meet an untimely end. He was a senior special agent at the Department of Energy, and he worked specifically in the Inspector General's shop, the IG shop. He was the most senior special agent for the Department of Energy, and he was talking to me about coming out and talking to Congress about what he knows within DOE and the files, the UAP files that they're holding on to. He was very upset, and he felt like he was a whistleblower. So I was arranging for this individual to actually meet with certain members of Congress. His wife, who is a doctor for the Veterans Affairs, walks in one evening after work and finds him dead on the sofa. Now, this was during COVID, but from my understanding, there was never any positive, if you will, connection between COVID and his death. He was relatively young. He wasn't an old guy. He wasn't particularly sick. He was healthy. He was athletic. So there are more individuals, and certainly I think the FBI should do exactly what they said they're going to do. You have folks like Anna Polina Luna that are working very hard behind the scenes, also trying to, you just had her on your show, that's trying to get some additional clarity into this. There was another individual that Dave Bruce used to work with. His call sign was Quake. And he was going to go public and talk to Congress. And unfortunately, he was in Washington, D.C. at a hotel, and they found him dead as well. So I want to be careful not to scare people, say this is all about UFOs and the conspiracy that they're trying to keep people like us quiet. But I can tell you, as a matter of fact, I myself and other individuals whom I know, and Congress can tell you the same, have actually been threatened before. So it is about time that the government takes this very, very seriously, whether they're just missing,
Good.
they want to take an extended vacation, or they're dead. We need answers, and we need them now.
We got to know. Well, Lou, here's my pledge. I'm a call away. You learn anything, you want anything asked, you want it out there, you call me.
So do with that information what you will, but anyone, if they had a ticket to this event tonight, could have walked in off the street and got anything with them. So this is something that I'm sure Secret Service is going to go over, the administration is going to go over. I was surprised myself at how easy it was to walk off the street into this hotel tonight, well before being confronted with any kind of magnetometer.
Jump in. There is some video now I'm seeing on X, and we're going to try to turn it ourselves, of the president safe. Now, I don't know where he is at this moment, but the video I'm seeing is basically suggesting the president was on the dais, up on the stage, when the apparent shots that you refer to rang out in the back of the ballroom, and the president is safe in this video and is shuffled out by the Secret Service, and then a lot of law enforcement with guns come on the stage to secure the scene. So initially, Mike, it appears that the president was not hit or harmed by any apparent shots that came. Again, we're being careful, because as you're being careful, we don't know all the details. But the initial video we're seeing suggests that the president, at least at the beginning of this, was safe and then was brought off the stage, Mike.
And Ed and Bianca, I'll give you some perspective from where President Trump was carried off the dais there. If you, from President Trump's perspective, about, I want to say, 30 to 40 yards in front of him, directly in front of him, is where the back of the ballroom was. That's where those doors were open. They're all closed now. About 5 exit doors. They were one of the more unexpected moments.
I don't know what to think right now.
Yeah.
What's your guys' initial reaction?
I mean,
do you think this is legit?
It could be. Listen, if they're, once again, they're talking about how lax the security is. Same thing in Butler.
Why
Security's lax? They got some shitty little detail on them. And
right,
once
they got
again,
they got like 3-foot woman guarding the door.
A 6'3" man. Like, come on, bro.
I don't want to. I'm glad the president is okay.
100%.
I'm not his biggest fan, but you don't want to ever see something like that happen.
It's weird.
Yeah,
weird timing, though. I mean, we got again something, and I've been feeling it for years. I think I've told some people lately. I've been feeling it for some time now that, like, again, something's coming. Like something feels like we're I think we're always headed towards something. I think that's just how time works, right? Like we're all moving linearly through this narrative, this timeline. But I feel like we're on the edge or precipice of something that will alter, like that will be in the history books. It fundamentally may even change history books.
Dude,
I felt this for a while.
We're talking about them like disappearing scientists, and now you got an attempt on the president, possibly during a time when during a time when he's talking about dropping disclosure. I think there's a link to it. You know?
So
I think there's a link to it. Just
I
hurry
think,
up and drop it, Trump, please, so we can get
well,
this info.
why are we like? Do you guys think this war in Iran? Because how does a guy go from running on no wars and peace in the Middle East to like DEFCON 3 on a daily basis? I, you know, what has changed? It feels like, you know, before the election, there was a lot of hope in the air, hope for change and something. And then, I don't know, it just feels like we're running in circles at this, like a hamster wheel. And like, we're just always on this conflict, this like nuclear, this feeling of like imminent death. There you go. Imminent danger.
I personally don't feel it. I think the Iran thing was unfortunately necessary, because if not, they were gonna achieve nuclear whatever it is, and then that's it. They're just gonna mop.
I mean, we had
screw people over.
over 200 nuclear inspectors that were monitoring every inch of their nuclear program, but because Obama, I'm not even Obama's biggest fan. I don't really care for him either. But because he did it, Trump had to get rid of it. So now he's saying Iran has no nukes. The Strait of Hormuz is open. Like, well, both of those were true before we did this. You know, I think we're just doing this because it's in Israel's interests.
I agree.
Because,
I agree to that extent. But Iran's nuclear program needs to be
had
shut
stuck
down.
to what he campaigned on, to no more of these needless foreign wars. We have an epidemic of homelessness on the streets of America. People are working full-time jobs and can't afford to put a roof over their head or food on the table. Our cities look like war zones. Go to our bigger cities. Go to the nation's capital. They're like war zones.
Yeah, but why is that?
I'm way more afraid of walking down the street in Baltimore or Washington, D.C. than anything Iran could offer me. You know,
very good point.
I'm more afraid of we're paying health insurance and electric bills than anything any foreign country is threatening me with.
Right.
America, I think the American people are worried about interests that normal people worry about every day. And this is not just Trump. This is the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. All of them are not serving the American people's interests. They're serving their donors' interests.
I agree there.
Whether it be defense contractors, pharmaceutical companies, healthcare companies.
Or APAC.
You know, right, exactly. Or APAC.
Literal foreign countries.
Right. That are not, they're the only foreign country organization that does not have to register as lobbyists in Washington, D.C.
Oh, I agree there. Israel's got to go.
Congressmen, you know, there's a reason that there's no electricians in Congress or carpenters in Congress or factory workers in Congress.
Everything's contracted.
You have to be a lawyer or a millionaire to be in Congress.
Or they get voted out quickly if they do all of a sudden win an election and happen to get in.
And that's the same reason there's no term limits or publicly financed campaigns, because then people might actually serve the interests of the American people rather than corporations.
I agree.
And I hate talking politics, so I'm going to shut up.
No, it's sometimes it's needed you need it to put the perspective on the times that we are living in. Sadly, there was a time where, and again, I don't think that has to be the way it is. That if we don't agree that we're enemies, like that's not how it should be. If we don't agree, we should be able to shake hands at the end and say, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that I got to hear your side. I'm glad that I got to hear your perspective. I have empathy. I'm not a psychopath. You know, I can entertain ideas that aren't my own. Like, that's not a crazy thing to do. But yet lately, I think people forget that the left and the right, they're wings of the same fucking bird. That bird is called the United States of America. And we're all fighting for the same fucking thing. And we make it out to be like there's a civil war every couple of years. It's starting to get old. And there's like, zoom out a little bit. You wonder why we can't get UFO disclosure. We can't get our fucking country together.
Well, this might have been a thing to scare him from doing UFO disclosure. Like, what if he dials it back now? You know what I mean? After this assassination.
Priorities change, my friend, right? Priorities change when shit like this happens. There was you can make a hard argument that 2001 was a very close year for disclosure until 9/11 happened. Then way back burner, right? People
Yep. And
forget
as a matter of
the
fact, right
Disclosure
before
Project was-
9/11 happened, Donald Rumsfeld was talking about they were going to investigate the Pentagon for like a missing $3 trillion or something like that. A few days later, 9/11 happens.
And they hit that specific wing of the Pentagon that held those paper files. Mind you, a week after 9/11, they said, by the way, that 3 trillion, we found it. We found it. What the fuck? You
Right,
found
pretty
it under the rubble? The fuck? But yeah, it's just I feel like we're living in it. Like I've had Rizwan Verk on the show. He's a good buddy, and he talks about the simulation theory. And either we're in a simulation or we are in a simulation. I don't think there's another option at this point. I really don't. I think whether it's you want to call it the creator's simulation, right? Like a God's creation simulation or a digital programming, I think we're in some sort of thing where it's like they're constantly throwing like new prompts in, like, let's give them a giant global virus to deal with. Boom.
Ty, what's your email to contact you? That retro disclosure doomsday guy from NASA is trying to contact.
It's in the description of this live stream. You'll find it right where it says media and guest inquiries. So I just don't like to, put it up on the screen. If anyone wants to find it, I make them go find it.
No, it makes sense. Otherwise, you get blasted with random emails.
Yeah. So this is as far as UFO disclosure goes, as far as the push for disclosure, Joe, what are you seeing on the 46 videos that Luna requested?
I do probably. Well, we just heard that they're going to get released to Congress.
So they are?
Yep. Instead of getting released to the people.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So that's what I heard. I just heard that today. So you can fact check it. But from what I heard, they're getting released. They're going to release them to Congress first. And then we'll see if we ever get to see them.
She said she was I thought I saw her say it was going everywhere. Like it was all of the above. Because somebody was asking in the I've been following this, and somebody asked her and she answered, is it going to just you guys? Is it going to be all the videos, or is it going to be all of the above? And she said all of the above.
That confirms what he just said. Because it's going. Is this the
remix? You hear that? All right. I didn't know if it was just me. All right. Oh, he probably freaking crashed out.
Google it.
I see his chat. I think he just dropped out. I see his chat is going nuts with this Thomas Fessler and
it's
Mikey
crazy.
D guy. What the hell?
I don't know who that guy is, but he's obviously.
Yeah, I've been following the Luna thing, and Luna said, and allegedly Thomas Fessler came in and said that's not the real Mikey D. So who the hell knows?
It's some troll.
Grush made a statement today that disclosure will be an uncomfortable pill to swallow. Yeah, probably because of the religious aspect.
Yeah, that's something I did want to touch on, guys, because I've been talking about that a lot with the guests that are in studio, and a big proponent of this disclosure is the reality that there are going to be people who have certain religious views that really don't want to hear that there's life that is outside of our own, for whatever reason that is. Do you guys foresee that being one of, if not the most major contention against dabbling with the devil, as they call it?
Yeah, because a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but in Congress and in the halls of power, not even really in Congress, but more in the halls of power in the Pentagon, there's a lot of evangelicals and people like that who the religious aspect of the UFOs, of the UFO topic, to them is diametrically opposed. So almost as if one is real, then the other can't be, or you have to frame it as these are evil. They're demons. They're not angels.
Yeah, that's what JD Vance keeps saying. He's saying they're demons, they're demons, they're demons. And I just asked Luna about that, and she said, that's not what I believe. So,
but this is the same lady that's always telling people to read the Book of Enoch.
Exactly.
Right.
I
so she's just saying that they're angels. And again, follow me here, guys. Right? If an angel and a demon existed, by definition, what are they?
I mean, it depends on
human intelligence. They are an intelligence that is not human. Therefore, I think I'm of the belief that we're talking about the same fucking thing. Just like when religion says, God said, let there be light, the Big Bang said, out of nothing came everything, right?
Right.
It's the same sentence. It's just a different lens that you're looking through.
It's humans from back then describing what they thought it was. That's what I see. Of course, an interdimensional being is going to be an angel and or a demon to you. Of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I don't think that and that's what I try to tell people of religion. I try to commune with them about that. Like, listen, what you're saying is that if you believe this wholeheartedly, right? Like if you're a fundamentalist of religion A, B, C, D, then by definition you believe that there are such thing as a non-human intelligence. It's something that in almost every culture is talked about, that something came from the sky, right? It showed us the ways of civilization. It showed us agriculture, mathematics, technology. And then it left and it told us it would return. Almost every culture has a story like that.
Yep.
Every single one, yeah.
So why is it so hard for them to get on board with the idea that the universe is a vast place, barring flat earthers?
Right. And we'll believe, people say, I find it hard to believe. I need to see the evidence. But yet those same people believe in religion.
Right.
So
blindly,
without
yeah.
Any evidence, without anything,
without
which
a
is
miracle.
fine. I believe too. But if you're going to blindly believe in one, why are you so fast to discount the other?
Because acknowledging that UFOs exist discredits their religion. That's why. It
How?
shuts down because it discredits God.
How?
Because if there's aliens, etc., and demons and all this other interdimensional beings, how does God fit?
How?
If there were demons, wouldn't that be proof that there is God? Because if there's one, there's the other.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're the gods of who they say they are. They're just the gods of what you think they are, if that makes sense. Like, of course, some crazy interdimensional being that could do all this Looney Tune shit is going to appear to be a god to a normal human back then, as opposed. Do you know what I mean? Like, you get some say a tall white or whatever that has all the abilities that whatever abilities they have as an alien species, who knows? Of course, it's going to appeal as though you're a god to mere mortals that are just discovering wheel, just discovering fire, just discovering how to have clean water. Of course, everything that they say or do is going to appear godlike. So that makes sense. Yeah, to me anyway.
But I think I think what you're saying is that the fundamentalists just will simply reject the idea, right? Not that an angel isn't a non-human intelligence, and by definition the same thing. You're saying that could be true, but the fundamentalists are just not going to see. They're going to refuse to believe that.
Right, because some of these alien species can and or will have the answer to how we got here. You know what I mean? Some of these species have to be billions of years old, I would assume. I mean, that's what all these UFO people have said, that some of this technology is so ancient, like there's no way to date it.
Yeah.
So you have
I think a lot of people as well are just scared of upsetting the status quo. We're all fine just, waiting for Jesus's return, which is, it's a never ending, never going to happen. Like it's been thousands of years. I'm not saying never, but if something comes right now and we say these are real, well, that upsets the status quo. And there's now a change in to literally how almost all of the world views ourselves, views humanity, views where we came from. It could completely upend the system of order.
And let's say, here's a thought. Here, I'm going to ponder to everybody. Oops, wrong one. Sorry, guys. Oh, wrong one again. And the wrong one. For
No,
the
that was the right one.
That was the right one, but it was the wrong. It was the wrong way. God damn, I suck. Say tomorrow, in the sky, you walk out of your house, right? You brush the wipe the coals from your eyes. You walk outside. You're headed to work. No, tomorrow's Sunday. You're headed to church, let's just say. And you look up in the sky. And all of a sudden, this booming voice echoes through just your head. At first, you can't really place it. Is it coming from outside? Is it coming from inside? It's hard to tell. But then in the sky materializes your Lord and Savior. And he tells you that he's on his way back. And he's going, whatever. Yeah, insert cultural thing here. I'm coming back. But you see Jesus. Indian sees Shiva or whatever. They see Muhammad. Everyone sees who they believe in. I feel bad for the agnostic. They probably just see a black hole. I'm not sure how that works. Just a guy in a white suit, maybe.
A big perky pair of titties. That's what we see.
Yeah. Who knows what's telling? But they're same message, but just different thing. It's just coming through your lens, right? Then what do we do? What happens, right? Because that's arguably that's blue beam, right? Arguably.
Yeah. Or it's God showing himself to everyone in all flavors.
But how are we going to be able to tell? Because we're all going to say to each other, it's like the Spider-Man meme, right?
Right.
No, mine was real. No, mine was real. No, yours was bullshit, right? Like
then
no one would really know.
Wars.
Yeah, exactly. So this is my fucking problem. This is my problem. Is that we have so willfully divided ourselves. Every single thing that we can put ourselves in a box over, we've done it. Whether it's gender, nationalism, sexuality, anything, color, creed, religion. We love to group ourselves into these things so that we're in some sort of club. But when did humanity stop being the first club? When did we are the one species? When did that stop being the priority club?
When the powers that be realized they could use our differences to manipulate us against each other. That's when.
Or when humanity decided to start drawing borders and separating ourselves from each other. Tribalism, I think, is a very deep ingrained into our DNA. Or it's learned. I'm sure it's learned over a period of time. But once we started separating ourselves from each other, it's the end. And I always say, said this to my wife the other day. We could have built any kind of society we wanted, from Adam and Eve on up. And, this is what we built, where we're separated, where we're fighting and warring with each other. We either could have had a utopia, or we could have what we have now, or we could have far worse.
Yeah. And I said this in the video that I filmed today. I think that so many people, they're constantly living their life in this perpetual state of either overanalyzing what they did, a second ago, or pondering what they're going to do a second from now. And they forget that the present is the gift, literally, right? That to live in that moment, that is freedom. That is independence. And to look at the world that we've been given, right? In one state alone in the United States, you can go skiing and surfing in one day, right? You could go from climbing mountains at Big Bear to surfing the beaches of San Diego, right? Like
or trek through the desert of a vast desert. It's incredible.
Right. We've been given paradise,
yeah,
and we're continually fucking it up.
Everything we need, everything humanity needs is right here provided for us on the planet.
We're so hyper focused on like these minute details, these constructed mechanisms that have been. Now, of course, I'm sitting here doing a live stream, right? You could argue that I'm part of the problem, part of the distraction, part of the system that's been created to keep people divided. You know what I mean? We could go make those arguments, but I choose to try to see it a little differently, right? It's not hating the player, but the game itself, right? We live in a society that has been, like Sean said, it's been churned like a wet towel. It's been molded into what it is. It didn't get here on accident, right? And our current president, right? Like him or hate him, was not only in a WWE storyline at one point, but he was a reality TV star. He bankrupted an entire city. Atlantic City. He's known for like being fucking like kind of like not out there, but like the billionaire. Like he's got that rich guy mentality. That guy's the president right now.
Could I jump in real quick? Why I think that is?
Yeah, don't go too crazy, but
yeah, no, it's just that I think it's because people are so fed up with the system that has not served them for so long, both parties, that somebody finally jumped in and started saying the system is not working for you.
Yeah.
And they just voted for, they don't care who it is. It can't be worse than what we have.
Right.
It's the same thing Obama did. He voted on hope and change. He ran on a hope and change platform. It's literally the same thing Obama did, except for Trump was just different.
Right. And neither one of them are delivering on their promises, unfortunately. But I think people are just so fed up with the system that they'll vote for whoever says, I'm going to change the system or destroy the system. But people are tired of it.
Right. So the point I was getting to is whether you like I said, whether you hate him, whether you love him, we have allowed for someone like that to present themselves as a breath of fresh air. How fucking dusty, cramped, and moldy does the swamp have to be that Donald Trump is a breath of fresh air?
Obviously very. Obviously very, because
like,
me myself, I loved everything he was talking about. I know Joe hates him, but I'm the exact opposite. Let's go.
Listen, as an entertainer, I don't think there's anyone better.
Vito, I wish it was America first. Somebody needs to put America first.
Oh, yeah, we need to stop with the Israel first shit, in my opinion.
Right.
All right.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I was going to say, so again, getting to what I was going for here is, like I said, whether or not you love him or hate him, the guy tonight, if this is a real assassination attempt, the guy's had 4 assassination attempts in like the last year and a half. And this is just a regular fucking thing. Like that we just go, another one. It's like the school stuff. Oh, another one. Like what what fucking craziness are we living? In what world is
because the media, you saw the line on the story you just put, right? What did the line on the story just say? It didn't say assassination about Donald Trump's life. It said loud fucking noises. Like, are you kidding me?
Right, because they don't want to say
Right.
Well, you have
If
to confirm
that were Joe
facts
Biden
before
or
you
anybody,
report
come
on a
on, loud
story.
noises. But that's the same bullshit they did in Butler, though, Joe. The left reported it as loud popping, no big deal, and then it was reported as being bullshit, and then the right reported it as, oh my god, it's the worst thing in the world. I'm tired of this bullshit. I want just the truth.
Yeah, I agree.
Just the truth, man. Enough is enough. You just had a possible assassination attempt on a United States president, somebody that's supposed to lead the fucking free world. And people gloss over like it's no big deal. Enough is enough.
Crazy.
That's a big
It's
fucking
crazy.
deal. That is truly a big deal. It's disgraceful.
It is. And we live in this world that is allowing for it somehow. And that's the real problem. And in a world like that, how does UFO disclosure, how does that remain at a forefront? And I think the answer is because I think it might be the last topic that can truly unify not just the United States, not just the United States, but the world, because it gives us something in common. It gives us our humanity back.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
And let's just say that there is an alien, whatever, that is out to get us in some way, shape, or form. That is a great way to unite. You want the one world government? That's the fastest fucking way to do it. Show us an enemy that's going to slaughter us.
Well, I hope it's not an enemy, because I think
I hope so also.
That's the same mentality that got us here, right? Everybody's the enemy. That's the same mentality, because that's the shit we need to buck, is thinking everything is a national security threat.
No, I'm not saying that thinking it. I'm just saying if it actually technically is. Like, let's just say hypothetically, our government did make a deal that said, you take X amount of humans over X amount of years and give us X technology, and we're not going to fight it. We'll just let it happen. There's a big possibility that is our reality, that the government made some kind of crazy bullshit deal with whatever they are or whoever they are. That's a good possibility, and that could be what they're hiding.
You think they came to collect some of the scientists now, maybe?
Possibly.
In general,
possibly.
The non-human. Is there a world? I'm going to ask it. I think we're all thinking it now. Is there a possibility that we live in a world where non-human intelligence are responsible for what we are seeing happening?
Yes, they're talking about hybrids being around with us. So who do you think is doing it? What did the people that we have, Liz, aka Quantum, has been here, but I haven't had a word he or she said.
Yeah, I think she's just
I'm in
chilling.
here. I don't know if you can. Is my audio any good?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, nice. How's it going, you guys? Yeah, no, I've been listening along too, and yeah,
is my mic on?
Yep.
Sean, you're here
Holy
too.
shit.
Yep.
Did you see
I'm
the
sorry,
story
we've been
about,
talking. I feel bad.
No,
That's all right. Did you see the story about the guy showed from Lockheed? He showed the pictures of the alien. He said they have 18 of them there. They're about 5 foot tall, but he said they've been there. And
the guy
they
from
don't.
Lockheed.
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
link
it
that,
was
please? Oh my
Yeah,
God,
I'll
link
write
that.
it.
Right
It was
now,
on that.
like
It
immediately.
was on my new favorite show, Ben Colson.
Wait. Yeah, send us that, please.
All right.
I have not seen this. Yeah,
And,
I'm
Oh,
curious.
Me neither.
Yeah, I want to see some aliens. like that's
Yeah, and then
that's what
in
I
the
want to
same
see.
show. Yeah, in the
You
same
know,
show, he talks about.
Show me the aliens, bro.
You know who I just booked?
Who that?
Eisenhower, Laura, the
granddaughter. Yeah.
Yeah. So on May 20th.
Nice.
Right, Alyssa? Is that what I said?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
check.
So, I know she's a bit out there, but she's related to the guy that everyone says that made the deal with the non-human intelligence, right? Eisenhower was the guy that met.
The president, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, at Holloman Air Force Base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So,
made the deal. That made the deal basily.
I wanna
Either
hear
go with
her
the tall
talk
whites
about
or
it.
Yeah, the
that'd be cool.
Galactic Federation there. That hasn't been mentioned in a long time. We vaguely mentioned it in one of our last shows with Michaela about
That's right.
Haim Rashid, the Israeli astrophysicist who made the comment in 2020 that he thought disclosure was coming, and that essentially Trump had been briefed that the existence of the Galactic Federation was real, and that there was fear that Trump was going to release the information too early, and the Galactic Federation was saying that humanity wasn't ready, something along those lines.
Happening.
And but
Are
the
we
interesting
ready?
thing is, we haven't heard from Haim Rashid. At least I don't know. It's a rabbit hole I've struggled to find the base of. He had published a book mentioning Oumuamua and Avi Loeb's studies there, and he has not been seen or heard from since. So I
Wait,
don't know
what?
if you want to. Yeah, Haim Rashid. Like, there's
Wait, you're
try
saying that
searching
guy
Reddit.
hasn't been seen?
Correct.
Since?
Was that the head of the Israeli Space Force that you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah. That's
Okay.
him.
Correct. I don't know if his name has been thrown around anywhere
Yeah, I've
along
never
with like the
No.
missing scientists. But I mean, personally, I have two notes that I keep. One being, where is Haim Rashid? Two, I don't even know if I should say, I don't know if I should say this one. Robert Bigelow. Just him. And I
Bigelow's
have
been
not
seen.
seen or heard.
Bigelow's been seen. I can. George.
Yeah,
From 2000 after 2024.
Yes.
I for sure. As of
On
maybe
good
a month
authority.
ago.
Yeah, about a month ago. Yeah.
Okay.
There was something, but it's very interesting that you bring that up, because, like, these people that were very prominent at one time seem to have retreated, and they no longer are seeking out public appearance. Again, so you're on the right track, though. You're asking the right questions, I think.
Right. I think maybe my personal feeling is
The Haim Rashid one, that's a little different, because that might be real.
Haim Rashid, I think something for sure happened to that man. He was the first one to kind of make that. Not that I can see of natural causes. I don't see that anywhere.
Can maybe
but he's
someone look
been
into that?
missing.
What's his name?
Haim Rashid.
Let me put it in
old,
the.
if I remember
I'll drop it in the
correctly.
chat.
He was.
How the fuck do you spell that? Jesus Christ. CH, I'm assuming? Like Chaim? I'm assuming it's CH? Or is it H?
No, I think it was HAYEM, and then ISHA. I don't know.
It's actually more simplistic than that. Hold on.
But put it in the chat. That's not. It's
Space Force that talked about aliens.
Why'd you say that?
If that guy's missing, like, or hasn't been seen, that would raise a very, very big red alarm bell for me. Simply because of his stature. Again, he's the equivalent of, like, the head of NASA for Israel at the time, right, when he was active. And General McCaslin, I think we all know, had ties to Wright Pat. So did the other woman. And
Monica Reza.
Yeah, Wright Pat is always, you cannot talk about the Roswell debris without eventually talking about Wright Patterson. There are many cases that involve recovered UFO material that end up at Wright Patterson Air Force Base, or have been told
allegedly
and at Wright Pat.
Now that's where Material Command is. The Air Force Research Laboratory is
Blue Book was
based
out of there.
Yeah, everything runs through Wright Pat regarding UFOs for sure.
That's why I said when the drone shut that base down, that was a big deal, man. That was huge for them to shut that down. That was a big deal.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I feel like we're all doing a little bit of Charlie from Always Sunny. Like, we have everything on the board and we're drawing strings to it with our cigarettes, but
you got it, though, because that's unfortunately the truth.
But we zoom out and we have no fucking clue what's really going on.
No, but we can
speculate.
Talk about it.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Final question, because I do got to wrap up in a few, guys.
Yeah, me too.
What?
I put that link in there just with and the time is 15 minutes, 19 seconds. You got to see this.
Where's the link?
I put it in the chat.
Oh,
I,
Bob.
s-
All
I-
right.
I see you in that episode. Oh, it's there. I see it.
Studio chat. Is that the
I
right
see
place?
it.
Yeah.
Android Paranormal was with us in DC, by the way. Ty,
Yeah.
he was-
Does he want to say hello?
Hey, how's it going, fellas? How you doing?
What up, buddy?
God.
Hey, man.
So-
How can you
I don't know if we met in DC, did we, Matthew?
Yeah. You might maybe recognize me now, but I didn't meet Ty. I just met you, Joe, and Vito. I already knew through Discord and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I see your face, I
Yeah.
remember.
I figured I'd turn the camera on. I'm making food right now, so I'll probably turn off shortly. But you guys are wrapping up. But yeah, Burleson did say in an interview with Laszlo recently that basically that they're going to be briefed on the videos. You guys were talking about that earlier, so that is true. And he was doubtful if it was going to be a public release, but he was still going to fight for it. He still thought it was worth fighting for. So maybe Luna's more optimistic than him, but we'll see what happens. I think also, I don't think you guys talked about it from the part I was here for, but he also commented that Steve Scalise had some sort of briefing as well, on the summoning UFOs. And it was successful, and this was a military operation, and this was like an official briefing. It sounded like he made it sound like. If that's true, and I don't think Burleson would lie about that. Yeah. And he says like a bunch of people in Congress now also want the same briefing. That's significant because Steve Scalise, he's the majority leader for the House, for Congress, for Republicans, and so he's basically the second most powerful person after the Speaker, basically. So that's a really significant.
Yeah, that's huge. To have him involved at that level is absolutely huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Android Paranormal is actually one of Vedit's mods or whatever. He's cool as shit. So if you're in a Discord with them, Andrew's a good guy. He's real cool.
No, I'm not a mod for Vedit. I'm on there a lot, but I am a mod for Christina Gomez.
My bad.
Look at Vito.
She does a great job.
Vito, with your fucking misinformation.
Fake news.
Well, no, because I know him from the
fake news.
I know him from the
You're fake news.
He was close. I'm a mod, just not the wrong channel.
Yeah. No, I know you from the Vedit Discord. I knew you were a mod.
Yeah.
Guys, what is the connection?
She's fat.
What is the connection between the Epstein files, UFO disclosure, and what we're seeing going on right now?
What?
What
are we seeing?
Missing scientists, missing people.
Oh, okay. It's all distracting us from the real truth.
How is that not the real truth, God?
Well, it goes long, but if you're a corporation and you are in so much debt, what do?
I need a bailout.
You declare bankruptcy. That's the only way to get out of it.
Okay.
We're up to $40 trillion in debt. 40 trillion sounds okay, but it's not 40,000 billion. That sounds a little worse, huh?
Right.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so you're never getting out of 40 trillion in debt. Never. So the only way to get out of it is to either hyperinflate, destroy the dollar, or switch to a different currency. Does anybody follow XRP? Any of that stuff with crypto?
Yep.
I do not.
All right. So
are you saying, I see where you're going. Are you going towards like this idea of like a one world order?
That's what they want. That's the story. I keep saying the story, but that's what they're pointing towards. The only way.
Social credit scores.
Trump said, yeah, and I don't want it, but I'm hedging my bets. That's why I bought XRP. I have my degrees in economics, and that's why it always comes into this. And it
Sadly,
pisses me off.
I think you might be onto something, especially with the advent of AI. There is going to be a question that is raised very soon. I mean, we see these robots already. They're in a very basic form, but you had to see it coming that like almost every job, aside from the ones that you would least expect, are going to be the ones that are affected the most, right? Like customer facing jobs, labor, like intensive labor, taxes, like all anything done on a computer, anything done customer
Labor.
like again
Picking,
all of
picking,
that
picking
shit,
fruit. Think about it. Picking
That's
fruit.
why we're
all
gonna
that
need a-
shit's wiped
We're
out.
going to need a universal basic income, or else
Bingo.
people
That's what
are
Bingo.
Elon
gonna
talked about.
revolt.
That's
Bingo.
what
All I
Elon
tell
talked
my,
about
my
All
again.
the
kids going to
jobs now,
college
unless
in the fall.
unless you're skilled or have a degree, is warehouse jobs for like Home Depot
Even a degree.
warehouse, Amazon where all those jobs are going to be gone. I was at a
Right.
robotics show in Chicago about 3 years ago, and it was all about these companies trying
Sexy
to sell
robots.
their robots to replace warehouse workers and factory workers. Those are basically all the jobs there are. So once they vanish, there's going to be a big problem.
What about me as a
Well, they
fireman? Same
vanished
thing.
already when they went to China years ago.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. That's what we're talking about. Is we're possibly going to be screwed over. I'm a career firefighter. That's what I do. for a
I
living.
don't think
I
so.
got 13
Okay.
years left.
That's actually what I would say is the
Safest.
the safest job.
You
is
think so?
something-
Yeah,
Yes.
for
You're gonna send
100
a fucking robot that can withstand heat and not be touched
No, the safest job is being the
and can
owner.
see? Yeah, you're right on that. And can see through smoke. Like, dude, you guys
I think you'll be
basically
assisted.
walk around in a room with your eyes closed. Like literally,
No,
that
no,
is what
no,
it's like
no,
being a firefighter. Like
I know, but I'm
insane.
saying that like the first job, like the big first wave is like your customer shit, like your
Oh, yeah.
McDonald's
they're screwed.
your accounting firms, like lawyer firms, like
Graphic
that's the
They already
shit
have a
that is
restaurant
going to
that's
go
all
first.
robot.
Anything
Fucking
done
building
computer-wise,
builders.
I think, and it will phase itself again. I think you will definitely get touched, Vito. I don't think you're exempt by any means, but I think you're probably the safest for the longest.
Yeah,
You'll probably be
might just
assisted by
I might just
instead of
be
replaced
retiring.
with.
Well, the
For the
safest
for at least a while until again it goes fully autonomous. But by then, we're already all on universal high income. And what that is scary about that is
You'll
you
own
say,
nothing.
because if the government controls your money, right? Then you start talking shit. All of a sudden, now you can't buy or pay rent. Or
Think about it. It's no
leave the
different
country.
from North Korea. When North Korea would give you your allotment of rice and everybody got the same amount. How is a universal basic income any different? You're getting your
You'll own
allotment
nothing
of
and be
money for the
happy.
month.
God damn it! It's fucking StreamYard.
Sucks. The safest
I can't hear you
job
guys
is going
because
to be
my
entrepreneur.
StreamYard fucked me up.
Everything's still running fine, Ty. We're good.
This is why I
Oh,
don't.
wait, you can hear
By
us.
the way, StreamYard, if anyone can hear me right now, this is why I'm not using you anymore.
I'll tell you, life
you hear
isn't
me?
that great outside of StreamYard.
Halfway through the show.
They have. They're not even teaching the kids home ec anymore.
You guys
How to
continue.
build
I have to refresh.
So what do I tell my kid that's going to school in the fall? What's he going to study?
Yeah, same thing
Honestly,
for my kid.
Ty's original question had something to do with essentially the files and disclosure, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
that the way that you phrased the,
Yeah, and like
the
how
question
they're related.
initially?
Did you guys hear what I said?
Yeah, we heard you.
You heard me, but it sounded shitty, right?
No, we heard you. Everything was
No,
fine.
we could hear you. It sounded like you just couldn't hear us, maybe.
Yeah. We had you
Okay.
100%.
All right. I'm sorry. So yeah. So universal high income, universal basic income. What that does is that, I mean, we saw what happened with COVID. Not a lot of people didn't want to go back to work. It was hard to get people back to work when for years they had everything handed to them. So when we have a society like that, that is an unmotivated society.
Yep.
And that worries me, right? That's one that's easily distractible. So I'm worried in that sense, right? That's a thing. But also, you start talking shit, they shut you off.
Yeah.
Right. So
Think about it, like I was just saying, I think you got cut off. Remember North Korea? Everybody got their allotment of rice for the month. That's how you got your money. That's how you ate. So how is that any different from a universal basic income?
That's
where you're
communism.
dependent on the government for everything.
Well, you're exactly
You're going
right.
to stay in line.
You're exactly right. And there's no other way to say it. So I just worry that with the rise in technology, we do need to be we need to have humility and understand that we might be running when we should be crawling or standing still and observing for a while. Like, how does this play out?
Yeah, but that's not going to happen, buddy. Everybody's with the I need it now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's just not going to happen.
When there's profit involved, it's full speed ahead for these companies.
So, all right, I'm gonna give everybody 2 minutes. Everybody, 90 seconds. Give me your final thoughts on the stuff that we've been talking about today.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. I can't hear any of this.
Refresh yourself. But give me your final thoughts on everything that's going on, and where we can find you.
Oh, with me, I'm so sorry.
You're up. Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I think that we need to cut the bullshit.
I think you're muted.
Am I?
No, he's not.
No.
You can hear me? All right.
Yep.
So you can hear me. You can find me on The Perfect Storm Gaming on my gaming channel, and you can find me on Vito UFO 76 on the podcast UFO side. Unfortunately, I had to split the channels because of YouTube doesn't like mixing, I guess, content. So yeah, I had to split everything. As far as everything goes, I think that this has been happening for a couple of years now with the missing scientists. People are just now finding out about it. We got to see. I think for sure there's something nefarious going on with at least some of them, not so much all of them, but there's no way that many people go missing under that short amount of time. They're all linked in the same thing, and then they just disappear. Like it's not a coincidence. Do you know what I mean? There's definitely a reason that it's happening, and I think it's not good. Do I think it's linked to Trump saying, "Hey, let's have the disclosure stuff"? No, because of the fact that that is basically new, and they've been going missing for years. I think for sure the Amy Eskridge thing needs to be looked into big time, because there definitely seems to be foul play with her. As far as the other stuff, time will tell. I'm hoping that Trump will absolutely do disclosure, but we'll see.
We will see, my friend. Thank you so much for joining. As always, Vito, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, Joe, you're up, my friend. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, I can't hear him at all either.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for disclosure. I know people are frustrated, but we've made more progress over this last 7 or 8 years than we have in the last 80. So I think it's full speed ahead. We all need to stay focused on applying pressure to the powers that be as much as we can. As for the scientists, I think it's a mixed bag. I think there is something to it, but not, like Vito was saying, not everybody. I think the key to this is between Monica Reza and the missing general. For them both to go missing within a 9-month period, both so mysteriously, I think there's a lot of smoke there, and where there's smoke, there's fire. If we can focus on that and solve that mystery, maybe the rest of it will reveal itself. But I just think we need to keep the pressure up. I have to jump on here after this, so you can find me, UAP Reporting Center on Twitter, UAP Reporting Center on YouTube. I just interviewed the owner and the driving force between Contact and the Desert. I'm going to post that interview
Captain
tonight.
Ron.
Yeah, he was a totally awesome guy.
He's he's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I interviewed James Fox a few weeks ago. That interview's on there, as well as a bunch more. I'll be at Contact in the Desert covering it. So if you see me there, come say hi. You might get a free t-shirt.
Hell yeah, brother.
Pretty much all I got. So go follow me. Ty, thanks for having me on. It's great meeting all you guys, and hopefully we'll talk again in the future.
My
Joey's
friend.
the man. Joey's the man.
Yeah. See you guys. I got to run.
Bye-bye.
Later, Joey.
All right. And then Alyssa, where can people find you? Oh, I'm going to unmute you.
Oh,
go ahead.
Did that work? Hi. So you can find me on Instagram at White Rabbit UFOology, and also with Wicked Alien Podcast Radio. Yep. So I help out Ty in the studio sometimes as well. So hopefully doing more fact checking in the studio. One last note I wanted to say earlier, I don't know if you guys touched on it, that Eric Burleson did say that the FBI had connected Amy Eskridge's death to possibly the Havana syndrome. So
yeah, there was
hearing
some
that admitted is insane.
Absolutely. There were some pictures that I believe she put out towards the end where like you could see like how she would, you know, have her hands on the laptop.
Oh my God,
and
yeah.
yeah, and there were like these red sunburn looking burns on her
That
hands.
happened to me, Ty. Like when so a lot of people don't know me, but I'm an experiencer, a UFOologist, but I've also had a near death experience. I had a spontaneous illness years ago. Well, started in 2022 that more likely was involved with COVID. And again, I think all this stuff we were kind of talking about earlier, COVID, the files, the release of all of this, I think this is very, and the scientists specifically, I think it's all very integrated and has to do with biologics and quantum physics. And yeah, we got to
Interesting.
look out for our
Interesting.
people. I
hear
see the
ya.
big connection. Yeah, we could talk about that for a long time because I think COVID was the kill switch when Epstein was, and I don't know.
That's a good observation. Yeah, 2020 did feel like a pivotal, like some sort of.
Well, it's allegedly linked, the
People are
Epstein
sick
stuff
for
and
a long
COVID.
period of
It's
time
linked.
with COVID, just even being still around, you know, like I've seen
Yeah.
so many young folks affected. So yeah.
Absolutely. If you're still here, Android Paranormal, yeah, you unmuted yourself. There we go. Where can people find you and stay up to date on what you're doing, man?
Yeah, so I mean, the place you're going to find me most commonly active is on Twitter or X, just Android Paranormal without the AL at the end, so Android Paranorm. I'm on there regularly. And I guess my final thought is just, yeah, I mean, I think we will probably see videos thanks to those Congress people. I think that's likely before, at least before the end of the year, before the midterm elections. But whether that we would consider that as disclosure or not, that's up for debate. I would say probably not really. Maybe a drip disclosure.
Right.
But I think it's going to be major. 46 videos are released because I mean, shit. I mean, there's been what 3 or 4 videos released, and we still years ago, and we still talk
Right.
about those. So if there's 46 released, it's going to be like a meltdown.
That's wow. That, you know what? I hadn't even thought about that. The actual fallout would be wild. We'd be combing through those for just wow.
Yeah, it would be on mainstream media as well too. No doubt about it. I mean, I'm sure all of them would cover it.
Hey, Android, do you know if the list that allegedly is out for those videos is the true list? There's supposedly like a list of the 46 videos.
There is. It is a true list. Yeah.
Is that legit? All right, cool.
Yeah, that's straight from Luna's office.
Lissa, I followed you, by the way, on Instagram.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Lissa.
He's like, nah, not you, idiot.
No, I'm pretty sure I follow you on X, Android. If not, I got you.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sean, I don't know, man. I think I think that it's on your side.
They're out to get you, Sean.
Sometimes you need to just refresh.
Yeah, pop out and pop back in.
Yeah, because I'm gonna wrap up, so I wanted to give you a little spotlight real quick.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Now you could. It keeps saying the host is muting you.
Well, I was muting you.
And I can only hear Vito, Liz, and I can't hear you, Ty.
That's all right. Can you hear me now? Like Verizon? Sprint?
Oh shit, I don't think he can hear you. Yeah, he just asked if you could hear him.
Well, can he hear you?
Yeah, which is great in my opinion.
Tell him to
yeah, I can only hear Vito.
Tell him to wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap up. Give us what your final thoughts, since you can't. I'm repeating what Ty says. Also, Ty says I am the greatest person in the world, and he loves me.
Go fuck.
I am. That was wonderful of him to say that about me.
What the fuck?
I don't have channels or anything. I've been best friends with Joe since we were probably 6 years old. So he told me to call in.
Oh,
well,
nice.
What's your final thoughts?
We always argue about everything because we made a rule not to ever talk about politics with each other.
That sounds like a good call because you lean more towards the way that I do.
Yeah,
what's your final
definitely...
thoughts on the missing scientists and all that stuff? Let's get your final.
Oh, you know my final thoughts. It's all part of the story.
Shit. All right. All right. I guess I'm up.
That's it. That's all I gotta say. I just look forward to your guys' next episode. It was great. I love talking to you guys.
Of course, yeah. If you don't mind, sub to all of our channels. I have 2 of them, unfortunately, a gaming and a podcast one. Ty's got 30,000. I'm pretty sure he's got like no, well, you know, no, Ty's
That's gonna hurt my fingers.
no, Ty's on all platforms is what I mean, not 30,000.
Oh, yeah.
Not just YouTube. I was talking about just YouTube, but yeah, Ty's got.
I was like, I don't have 30,000 YouTube.
No, you're on. All
I know what you meant. I know what you meant. My forearm's gonna hurt. I have to jerk off 2 or 3 times. I mean,
same, Sean. Same. Sean, you sound like you'd be very well on my show because that's the shit that I talk about.
Buddy, I'll
You
talk
got-
about anything. I have no shame.
Awesome.
I think. What the fuck?
Sean and I, as the new show is going to start next week on Thursday. No, I'm kidding.
I have a new show coming out. It's called My Story About My Kidney Stone Surgery and how the nurses were
You
hot.
both had kidney stones? Are you kidding
Bro,
me?
I had dude,
Talk
I had
in the
kidney
chat.
stones.
Talk
Oh
in the
my God.
chat. Talk in the chat. I'm gonna mute you both. I'm gonna get this wrapped. I need to get. You guys are literally insane. I can't jerking off kidney stones. It's amazing. Anything truly can happen on Total Disclosure Live call-in shows. It's an amazing time to be someone who's chasing the existential. As I said before, our last guest was Connecticut State Representative Joe Hoxa, who has introduced legislation into the bill and budget of the Connecticut overall. So it's in appropriations right now, and it should be stood up. So I think more states should be following suit and taking note. Check out that episode. It's available right now. The episode that is coming out this Monday is a more personal, more grounded one. And then next week, we will be back into our guest interviews. And I'll be announcing who that is in a couple days. So with that being said, make sure to like, make sure to share, make sure to subscribe. I don't care if it's the Grays, you know, your friends, your enemies, we don't discriminate. And if you're listening on a great podcast platform, please rate and review. It's all free. You already have your phone in your hands. We know a couple of you are going to be using your phones to do other things in a few, but like I said, it takes 2 seconds and it helps the show get seen by a wider audience so we can literally keep the lights on and keep the production, growing. So with that being said, we'll see you on the other side. Stay humble, stay kind, stay vigilant. Damn it, the outro video is not set. Now I'm going to have to edit this out. Ready? 3, 2, 1.